Have you ever encountered a peculiar event that you just shrugged off as a mere coincidence? Maybe you thought of someone and they called you right after. Maybe you saw a number or a symbol that had a special significance for you. Maybe you had a dream that came true in reality. Well, what if I told you these were not simply coincidences? These are all examples of synchronicity, a term coined by the psychologist Carl Jung to describe the phenomenon of meaningful coincidences. He was the first thinker to dive deeply into the topic of synchronicity. Jung investigated the ambiguous boundary between chance and meaning, implying that the cosmos has a fundamental underlying order. He claimed that our inner psyche and the outside environment are linked in ways that go beyond standard cause and effect. Jung's investigation opened the doors to a universe where coincidences become clues. He invites us to look beyond the surface of things to see the deeper connections that weave the tapestry of our lives. In this video, we are going to uncover the secrets of synchronicity and help you keep our minds open to the possibilities that lie within these mysterious and meaningful coincidences. Let's begin. You see, Carl Jung didn't merely identify synchronicity as simple coincidences. He saw them as profoundly interconnected events, meaningfully related yet lacking any direct causal linkage. His exploration introduces us to an alternate realm of understanding, one where the fabric of reality weaves together events through a hidden web of meaning, challenging the conventional scientific narrative of linear cause and effect. Jung articulated synchronicity as in a causal connecting principle, a fundamental force in the universe as real and impactful as causality, but operating on a plane beyond our ordinary understanding. He described these synchronistic events as more than just chance occurrences, but as moments where external happenings reflect our internal states, thoughts, or unconscious processes. This concept represents a radical departure from the traditional view of causality, suggesting a world rich with hidden connections and meanings that transcend the observable surface of events. In his extensive work, Jay didn't restrict himself to theoretical musings. He meticulously documented numerous instances of these causal connections drawing from a diverse array of fields. He examined astrology, the I Ching, and various forms of divination, as well as dreams and psychic phenomena, gathering evidence to support his revolutionary idea. Jung's thorough approach revealed a universe where the inner psyche and the external world are not separate and isolated, but are instead deeply and mysteriously interconnected, resonating together in a symphony of meaning. Jung's concept of synchronicity thus invites us to perceive the world in a new light. It encourages us to look beyond the tangible physical connections and consider the more subtle symbolic links that intricately bind our inner experiences with the external world. In doing so, we open ourselves to a richer, more interconnected understanding of reality, where each coincidence carries with it a message, a signpost on our journey through life, guiding us towards deeper insights and understanding. Moving forward in our journey through Carl Jung's ideas, we come across two fascinating concepts that really make you think: psychic relativity and archetypes. Let's break these down. First up, psychic relativity. What Jung is saying here is pretty mind-bending. He suggests that how we see the world, things like time and space, isn't the same for everyone. It's actually quite personal, influenced a lot by our unconscious mind. Think of it like wearing glasses tinted with your own experiences and feelings. This idea tells us that each person's reality is like a unique story written by their own inner world. Now, let's talk about archetypes. These are like the common characters in stories that we all know deep down without ever being taught. They're buried in what Jung calls our collective unconscious, a kind of shared memory bank of human experiences. When synchronicity happens, it often brings these archetypes to the surface. It's like the universe using a universal language that we all understand, on some level. Here's an example to make it clearer. Imagine you keep coming across situations that remind you of a wise old teacher. This could be Jung's archetype playing out in your life, maybe hinting that it's a time for learning or seeking guidance. Or if you're facing lots of changes and you keep noticing symbols of transformation like butterflies, that could be the transformation archetype, suggesting it's a time of personal growth in simple terms. What Jung is getting at is that these moments of synchronicity are not just random. They are a way for our deeper selves to connect with these universal stories and symbols, helping us understand ourselves and our journey better. It's like having a conversation with a deeper part of ourselves using a language that's been around since the dawn of humanity. Now, let's take a turn into another fascinating aspect of synchronicity, where it intersects with something called parapsychology. Parapsychology deals with stuff that's usually considered outside the realm of standard science, things like telepathy, where people communicate mind to mind, or precognition, which is kind of like getting a glimpse of the future. Carl Jung was really interested in how these extraordinary experiences fit into the puzzle of synchronicity. He saw them as perfect examples of what he called the causal connecting principle. This principle is the idea that there's a type of connection between events that doesn't follow the usual rules of cause and effect. Instead, these connections are based on meaning. For instance, think about a time when you randomly thought of someone you haven't seen in ages, and then out of nowhere you bump into them. All those moments when you have a dream about something, and then a part of that dream plays out in real life. Jung believed that these experiences, which seem to defy logical explanation, actually show us how deeply interconnected our inner world is with the world around us. He suggested that these instances of telepathy or precognition aren't just quirks or coincidences. Instead, they're signs of a deeper order in the universe where our thoughts, feelings, and even dreams can align with external events in meaningful ways. It's like there's an invisible network connecting the dots of our experiences. But instead of those connections being physical or visible, they're woven together with the threads of meaning and significance. Stepping further, Carl Jung didn't just theorize about these connections, but rolled up his sleeves and dove into real-world research. Jung wasn't satisfied with keeping synchronicity as a purely mystical idea. He wanted to give it a solid foundation in empirical research, blending the mystical with the scientific. Took a deep dive into astrological data, analyzing how planetary positions at the time of significant human events could potentially reveal synchronistic patterns. He wasn't just looking at astrology as a form of prediction, but as a way to understand the meaningful coincidences in our lives. For example, he studied the birth charts of married couples, exploring whether there were any astrological connections that might explain the why of their coming together, but his empirical approach didn't stop at astrology. Jung meticulously collected and analyzed numerous cases of synchronistic events. He looked at instances where the inner thoughts or dreams of individuals seemed to connect uncannily with external events. By doing this, Jung was building a bridge between the mystical world of the unexplained and the logical world of scientific research. What's really fascinating is how Jung tried to reconcile these mystical experiences with hard data. He wasn't content with just saying this is mysterious and beyond understanding. Instead, he sought to find patterns to bring a sense of order and understanding to these phenomena. This approach added a layer of credibility to the study of synchronicity. He wasn't just a dreamer, he was a scientist too. So when we talk about Jung's work on synchronicity, we're talking about a groundbreaking effort to bring together two worlds that often seem at odds, the mystical and the empirical. He showed us that just because something is mysterious doesn't mean it can't be studied, understood, and appreciated in the context of our real everyday world. Now, after diving into the deep waters of synchronicity and Jung's empirical approach, let's talk about how we can practically engage with synchronicity in our everyday lives. It's not just about understanding the concept, it's also about applying it, making it a part of our daily experience. First off, developing a sensitive awareness is key. This means tuning into the small, seemingly insignificant details of your day-to-day life. It's about paying attention to those, that's interesting moments that might easily be dismissed. For example, if a certain theme keeps popping up in conversation, or if you notice recurring symbols or patterns around, you don't just brush them off. These could be synchronistic events trying to catch your attention. It's like becoming a detective in your own life. Looking for clues that reveal a deeper pattern or message, journaling is another powerful tool in this journey. Keeping a daily or weekly journal where you jot down these odd coincidences and patterns can be incredibly revealing over time. You might start to see connections that weren't obvious before. This practice is not just about recording events, it's about reflecting on them, trying to decipher the personal meanings they might hold. Think of your journal as a map, charting the terrain of your inner and outer life, showing you how they intersect and interact. And let's not forget the exploration of the unconscious, which was a big deal for Jay. Engaging with your unconscious can be done in various ways, like through dream analysis, where you try to understand the messages your dreams might be sending you, or through active imagination, a method where you let your mind wander freely to explore the deeper layers of your psyche. Even artistic expression, like painting, writing, or music, can be a form of this exploration. These activities provide a direct line to your unconscious, allowing you to tap into and interpret the subtle messages and themes that are playing out in your life. So, engaging with synchronicity is about being attentive, reflective, and creative. It's about opening up to the possibility that the universe is communicating with us in its own unique language. And our job is to learn how to listen, interpret, and respond. As we conclude our exploration of synchronicity, let's summarize the key insights we've gathered. Synchronicity is more than just coincidences. It's a meaningful connection between our inner psyche and the external world. It shows us that our thoughts, feelings, and experiences are deeply intertwined with the universe's mysterious tapestry. We encourage everyone to embrace the concept of synchronicity in their lives. Keep an eye out for those little signs and coincidences. See them as guides, offering insights and helping you align with the flow of the universe. Whether it's a decision about your career, relationships, or personal growth, synchronicity can be a valuable ally, shedding light on the path you're meant to take. By tuning into these synchronistic moments, we open ourselves to a deeper understanding of our place in this intricate web of existence. It's a journey of discovery where the universe not only speaks to us, but also listens, responding to our innermost thoughts and feelings. Embrace this dialogue with the universe and let it guide you towards a life of deeper meaning and connection. And with that, today's video has come to an end. We really hope you've enjoyed exploring the fascinating world of synchronicity with us. If you have any thoughts, experiences, or insights you'd like to share, please feel free to drop them in the comments section below. We love hearing from you. If you're new here and found this video interesting, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon too, so you won't miss out on any of our upcoming videos. We've got lots of intriguing topics lined up just for you. Thank you so much for watching. We wish you all the best in your journey of self-discovery and synchronicity. Take care and see you in the next video.